Imagine a soft cloud drifting effortlessly across a wide, open sky. It floats gently, without struggle, without resistance, just being. And then, without warning, a change begins to happen. That cloud, once so familiar, becomes something new, a gentle rain. It touches the earth, nourishes the trees, ripples through puddles. At first glance, the cloud may appear to be gone. But if we look with deeper eyes, we can still see it there, in the rain, in the mist rising from the leaves, in the cool breeze after the storm. Thich Nhat Hanh, the beloved Zen master and peace teacher, often used this image to help us understand one of the most painful and tender human experiences, the loss of a loved one. He invites us to view such a loss not as a final ending, but as a transformation, a continuation in a new form. The cloud has not disappeared. It is still with us, only now it takes a form we must learn to recognize with a quieter heart and a deeper kind of seeing. When we live with someone we love, whether a partner, a parent, a friend, or a child, it's as if we are two clouds drifting side by side. We laugh together, share meals, exchange words and silences. But Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us that we are not confined to our physical bodies. Every day, with every choice we make, we create ripples, continuations of ourselves through our thoughts, our speech, and our actions. Just as a cloud gives birth to rain, snow, and mist, we too give rise to many forms of our presence in the world. So, when someone we love passes away, their physical form may no longer be visible to us. But their essence, everything they ever offered us, all the ways they touched our lives, is still here. It flows through our memories, through the habits they taught us, in the way we smile like they did, or comfort someone the way they once comforted us. Their presence is in the small, tender things. Thich Nhat Hanh encourages us to meditate, not just as a practice of quiet, but as a deep looking. When we sit in stillness and breathe with awareness, we begin to see that our loved one is not truly gone. He says, "If you want to recognize me, don't look in this direction. This is only a small part of me." What does that mean? It means that what we can see with our eyes is never the whole story. Our beloved may no longer be here in the form we once knew, but they are still with us, all around us, if we know how to look. Perhaps we see them in the face of our child. Perhaps in the sound of a song they loved. Perhaps in the way sunlight falls across the floor, just like it did when they were still here. If we train ourselves to be present, to be mindful, we can touch those traces, not with grief but with gratitude. We can see the cloud in the rain, and feel the hand of our loved one in a breeze, or in the warmth of a cup of tea. This way of seeing is rooted in the Buddhist teaching of signlessness, a profound insight that asks us not to cling to a particular appearance or form. When we are free from attachment to form, we can find freedom from despair. We can begin to recognize our loved ones in places we might never have thought to look. We can feel their presence not just as a memory, but as a living part of the present moment. Sometimes, we notice that it's easy to see a father in his children, the same eyes, the same kindness, the same quiet way of thinking things through. And if we look with the eyes of signlessness, we understand that we can communicate with the Father through his children. We can love and care for him by loving and caring for them. This is not poetry. It is a truth that we can live right now with our eyes and hearts open. And beyond this beautiful insight lies another truth, both ancient and liberating. Nothing is ever truly born, and nothing ever truly dies. This teaching may seem abstract at first, but consider the cloud once again. Can it truly disappear? Can something that exists simply stop being? Science agrees with what the Buddha taught. Matter is not destroyed, it changes. A flame does not disappear, it becomes heat and light. A flower wilts, but it returns to the soil, nourishing new life. Thich Nhat Hanh often told the story from the Lotus Sutra of a compassionate doctor who pretended to die so that his children would finally take the healing medicine he offered. They had taken his presence for granted, refusing to listen to his guidance. Only through the shock of his apparent absence did they come to value what he had given them, and finally embrace the healing that had always been within reach. Sometimes, we don't fully appreciate the preciousness of those we love until we are forced to see life without them. This is why meditation on death is not a practice of sorrow, but one of awakening. By contemplating impermanence, we are called to love more fully, to live more deeply, and to cherish each passing moment. When we are mindful, when we truly pay attention, we don't miss our lives. We don't overlook the beauty of someone's presence until it becomes a memory. We live with awareness, with tenderness, with gratitude. There is a gentle invitation in these teachings to return to the here and now, again and again. To touch what is true in this moment. To see the continuation of those we love in the unfolding life around us. Thich Nhat Hanh sees the Buddha and the Buddha's original community in his own Sangha today. And in that spirit, we too can find the continuation of our loved ones, in the way we live, in the people they've touched, in the legacy they've left behind in small, meaningful ways. So if your heart feels heavy with loss, take a moment to breathe, to sit quietly and look deeply. Perhaps in that stillness, you'll feel something shift. You'll notice a presence that has never left you. A voice, a warmth, a knowing smile. And with that recognition, sorrow begins to soften. Grief becomes connection. And love, ever resilient, finds a new way to be seen.